ES6 deliveries are decreasing week over week here in China, along with some of the other NIO vehicle models. Today we are going to be breaking down what those numbers are for each vehicle model over the past 4 weeks, and also what those numbers look like for its competitors, and also Tesla, some of the other important competitors, Zeekr, Denza, etc. Is it a market-wide thing, or is it exclusive to NIO? And also, can NIO still achieve above 20,000 deliveries for this month, 23,000 to 25,000? So there's so much important information in this video, and if you watch the entire video, you'll have a very clear picture about how everything's doing here in China with EVs. So smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. First, I want to say I still do believe that we are going to get over 20,000 deliveries for the month of August, 23,000-ish. The reasoning is very simple. During the last 2 weeks of July, there was a massive boost in orders because that was the last period of time for getting free battery swap for life. A lot of people were panic buying, FOMOing. So there's a massive influx of orders. However, these orders take 3 to 4 weeks to deliver. So far, we've only been through the second week of August. So by the third and fourth week of August, that's when these orders are going to start being delivered. And because of that, there is going to be a big boost in delivery numbers for this month as well. Now, how are the individual vehicle models doing? Got the data for the past 4 weeks. And these data all came from Dongchedi, which is one of the biggest auto websites here in China. So for the past 4 weeks, we're going to start with 4 weeks ago. All right, all these data starts from 4 weeks ago, last week. So from 4 weeks ago, 2,439 for the ES6, and then 2,935. So it was a slight bump up, 1,875, and then last week 783. So the past 3 weeks, there has been a decline in the ES6 numbers week over week. How about ET5? The ET5 numbers includes the ET5T. All right, these are grouped together. 1,423, and then 1,478, 1,473, 1,689. So ET5 has been pretty consistent with their weekly numbers. How about the ES8? 475, 620, 620, 484. So those numbers are actually pretty decent considering how expensive the ES8 is. And then we got the last three, the ES7, the ET7, and the EC7, the 7 family. Yeah, the 7 family is not doing that well. Combined together, they don't get over 300 deliveries a week. So here is the data. You can take a look at that. So what about the competitors? Well, BMW electric series, all right? You know, we're not going to talk about their gasoline cars. i3, 607 to 1,089 to 915 to 868. So BMW i3 also saw a decrease in deliveries over the past 3 weeks, which is also very, very interesting. And then the iX3, all right? iX3, 613, 754, 599, 492. So also iX3 also had a decrease in deliveries for the past 3 weeks. It seems like this might be market wide. All right, let's keep on going. Zeekr. All right, Zeekr, for the luxury EV segment here in China, it's basically BMW and Zeekr and NIO. So Zeekr, 1,103, this is Zeekr 001, 1,249, 1,121, and then 868. So for Zeekr as well, decline over the past 3 weeks in deliveries. From just these three, in the luxury EV segment, we can tell that NIO still has a massive foothold, and they have pretty much become the dominant luxury EV. All right, but then we're going to move prices down a little bit and also include Tesla. Teslas are much cheaper here in China as well. So Tesla Model 3, 2,618 to 2,130, 3,011, 2,372. So Model 3 doing okay-ish, pretty much flatline, not too good, not too bad. Refresh is coming very soon, and they just recently announced price cuts, so maybe we might have a boost in deliveries for this week and also next week. Model Y, this is the big shocker, guys. This is the big shocker. 4,998, 8,389, 9,688, and 11,385. So for the past 4 weeks, Model Y deliveries have been increasing like crazy. So it could be possible that some of these NIO, BMW, and Zeekr EV buyers went to the Model Y. Very possible. All right, very possible. I'm not ruling that out. And then we got Denza N7. Denza N7 is actually one of NIO's biggest competitor. When this car came out, this was the most worrying car, the one that I had my eye on constantly. It's a very good SUV, pure electric SUV, high quality, premium materials. So how are those deliveries going? 32, 40, 207, 469. So Denza N7 deliveries just growing like crazy. Although not on NIO's level, but is it safe to assume that some of the Denza buyers came from NIO ES6? Yes, I think it's very safe to assume because they are priced pretty much at the exact same level. Anybody that can afford an ES6 can afford a Denza. Whereas for a Model Y, not everybody that can afford a Model Y can afford an ES6. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so Denza is actually on the same price level as the ES6. And then we got the Hi-Fi Y. This is also one of the NIO ES6 competitors. Pure electric luxury actually starts at the exact same price on the exact same dollar amount, 339,000 RMB. That's the same starting price as the ES6. Absolutely insane. You know what car they're gunning for. They're gunning for the ES6. So deliveries of that, 49, 98, 179, 178. Not as much impact as Denza's N7, but it's still, every Hi-Fi Y buyer is a ES6 customer. You got to think about it that way. So these guys, they're not getting much deliveries, but they are sucking a few stragglers along from NIO. And then another interesting one that we got to talk about is Rising Auto F7. Rising Auto, of course, they also have their battery swap stations. They got 10 in Shanghai. They got one in Beijing. This one in Beijing just came online this week, actually. And I'll talk a little bit more about them. The whole brand is trying to gun for NIO, essentially. So the F7 is pretty much the biggest competitor to NIO's ET5. The R7, I filmed a video actually a long time ago about the Rising Auto R7, but that is just not the same tier of a car as a NIO. So it wasn't even worth publishing. So the F7's numbers, 171, 195, 546 for that week, and then last week 128. So I don't know what happened 2 weeks ago that they got 546, massive boost, but these numbers are tiny, are still pretty small compared to NIO's ET5. The F7 is a very decent product, but it's just not on the same level as NIO's ET5. So keep that in mind. So for those of you guys worried that they're gonna be overtaking NIO, that ain't gonna happen. All right, look at these numbers. Those numbers speak for itself. And then I want to talk a bit about their swap stations, because that is actually the closest to NIO swap stations. And actually, because they're a second mover, they're able to see NIO's swap stations and actually have the second mover advantage. So they're able to look at the pros and cons of what NIO has, keep the pros and improve on the cons with their swap stations. So there's some of their swap stations improvements. Their swapping time is super fast, 3 minutes, done. One of the drawbacks, it has to be lifted very high, and the battery is very, very thin. And it's screwed on by a bolt that I don't think is better than NIO's mechanism. Just my opinion, all right? But some of the advantages of their swapping station is when you go for a battery swap and the battery is not on the car anymore, the screen is still on. You can still watch movies and you can still get AC. When NIOs go for a battery swap, the screen is all turned off. The car is pretty much completely off. There's no AC. It's hot in the car or sometimes cold in the car, and you just have to wait until everything boots up. Now, NIO is, of course, working on a fix for that. They're updating the swapping experience, and very soon NIOs will also be able to have the screens on. You can still listen to music, and there's still air circulation, but there's no AC. That's what the co-founder said. So very soon we're going to get that as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about rising auto at the moment, all right? Everybody's fighting for market share, cutting prices like crazy. Here is a list of all the EVs that are having their prices being cut. Absolutely insane. Some of them half price off. You can tell people are fighting for market share. Some of these companies, for example, iWays, the company that's basically bankrupt. It's an EV company. What are their deliveries? They delivered 2 vehicles last week. Of course, they're going to go bankrupt. Everybody's fighting for survival, and only the strong ones win. And I feel like from this data, you can tell that NIO, even though NIO's seeing week over week decreases, their market share has actually increased relative to BMW and also Z Group. So this competition, this price war, is absolutely heating up once again. What conclusions can you draw from this data that I shared with you? Don't forget to like and hit the bell. I upload 2 videos a day these days, so please watch all my videos if you can. All of them are packed with information, and watch for as long as you can. That way you get the full picture. But as always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.